back to part 2 of the MV Q&A. I'm Keenan.
I'm Tolly.
I'm Amelia.
And I'm Laura, and we're excited to answer all of y'all's questions today.
All right, Riley, first question. I think my favorite episode thus far has been probably Boundaries. I think all of us really had a lot of experience with that one. For me, I don't do the best when it comes to my boundaries. I'm better now, but I think before, it definitely took a lot of work to get where I am today, so I'm proud of me.
I like boundaries too, just because really figuring out like what are my own boundaries, communicating to you guys, because I feel like that really brought us closer just from where we started out and just throughout the 2 years now. Just figuring out how do we work, what's Keenan like, what's Amelia like, or even Laura. But for me, breaking generational patterns was one that's really top of mind for me, especially thinking about episodes that were released this season coming up and just the impact that I've learned just through, wow, like we actually are doing something, and I really like breaking generational patterns.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Mine's going to be slightly different. I liked our first Q&A session a lot, actually. It's not an episode, but I feel like just like when we do an episode, we really focus on a topic, and I liked us like jumping here and there, and then kind of thinking back to certain topics and like how we see them differently. And I think, that was my favorite.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm so toxic for this. I love cheating and forgiving that. Ooh,
it's so good.
If there's gonna be drama, or any of the dating episodes, I feel like a lot of those are really funny. And then I feel like there's so many like little moments that can't be on the official episode, and I hope that we get to release those at some point. But
we be wilding out.
Just an hour of like straight screaming.
Just outtakes.
Screaming. You remember? After dark. OnlyFans after dark. There we go. We can start OnlyFans. We can start an OnlyFans.
Look, specifically you, when you go on a rant, it is the best. I just feel like I get my whole life when you do entirely.
It's few and far between, you know. I try to keep a lid on
it. For us as a whole, it's really difficult to get our schedules together, and I think for me that's probably like the most difficult part. Just making sure that everyone has the time to be able to come together. So we haven't been able to do a whole lot of that, but for me, since this has started, I've gotten a lot of like inquiries for that, and I've only been able to do a couple, specifically Porch Thoughts with my friend Brandon. Really great podcast, uncut. We literally sit on his porch and like just talk. He'll give a topic similar to us, and we just got whatever that looks like. And I was able to be on the music suggestions episode. We were talking about all of our favorite music and like vinyl albums, because you got me into vinyls actually.
Really?
Yeah, so now I have
love
like
a good record.
Yeah, I have like 20 of them now, so I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get like you.
Okay.
So, hopefully more in the future if possible.
I mean, can I go with this one first?
Yes.
I love vinyls, like Keenan said, music in general. First artist, Berhana, not sure if you all know him, but kind of pop soul artist, just recently released like Han. It's very like, soul, jazz, but also like a little pop art to it. Kind of controversial right now, given what he did at Coachella, but Frank Ocean, he's up there. You have all of his vinyls too, great vinyls. Not the original ones for people that do watch this that are Frank fans. I get it, I'm not spending $2,000 on a vinyl. But Frank's good. And then third one, Jid. I don't know if you guys know Jid, but from a rap perspective, really, Jid, lyrical perspective, working with Dreamville team. So those are my top 3 artists, I think.
The whole team is amazing.
Yeah.
What about you,
Oh gosh, mine depends on the day, because like I am horrible, and I'm either like doing yoga to like Rage Against the Machine and Deftones, like it's 8 in the morning, and sometimes I see those girls meditating, and I'll be like, I hope she can't hear this, but you know, love you girl, he's a blessing. I love Ella King. Everyone should listen to the whole album, start to finish. Don't get scared, keep going. You got it. You know, you'll only cry a little. But yeah, she's great. She's like, I feel like she does a really interesting take on like the Southern Gothic tradition. She uses a lot of like religious elements, but she's not religious herself. And but yeah, she relates to like Jake says that I grew up Ethel Kane core, with like all the broken down cars in people's yards. You know what I mean? Like rural Southern America kind of stuff. You know, it's nostalgic and homey in a way. But she's not a country artist, you know, and I feel like that's rare. But yeah, so you know, Mother Kane forever and ever. But yeah.
I think for me, I mean, my favorite artist is not going to change. Her name's Dawn Richard. Love indie artists. Y'all know that I talk about her all the time.
Oh, vinyl is so good.
Yes. Oh, that's right. We played it.
At one of our Q&A sessions, I came. Gin Talk at the
Gin Talk series. Yeah. That was the first vinyl I ever bought, and when I saw it, I was in Florida, and I like went to this record store, really cute, really small, and I was like, "Do you guys have this?" And they were like, "I don't think we do. Like we sold one like a week ago. I think that was our last one." I was like, "Oh God." So I was just like scrolling, and I was like, I'm just gonna look for it. And I saw there was one more, and I got it, and I was like,
it's meant for you.
It was meant for me. And so ever since then, I've been addicted. But Dawn Richard, also SZA, because she has not one but two incredible albums. She's 2 for 2. But I go way back with SZA. Like I'm like, like Babylon SZA. Like I go way back. Like Ice Moon. Yeah. So. SZA, Dawn, and I will probably go with either Miguel or Troye Sivan, who was playing a little bit earlier. What about you, Laura?
I hate this question.
I can tell your eyes are going. You're like,
I feel that.
I just feel like I'm not like a music, like, I don't want to say lover. I enjoy music, but I don't like obsessively listen to a specific person.
Yeah.
I think the people that I've forever liked their music, but I don't like wait for their next album to come out, is Sleeping at Last. I like their music. Need to Breathe is like I don't think they're together anymore, but they're like a band that I listened to when I was younger. Very nostalgic, kind of like you were saying. And I don't even think I would have a third one. Like,
interesting.
It's just kind of whatever is like, you know. Because some of my favorite songs, I couldn't tell you who like sings them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just like the vibe that it gives me. So
you like that Sleeping at Last? You should like Iron and Wine. You know?
Yeah.
That's like what Chris listens to at the shop all the time. So good.
that's a tough question to answer though.
It
Because I feel like
is,
music
yeah.
is through your journey in life, just how you see it.
Yeah.
Because like you asked me 10 years ago, I'm like, like
Yeah.
B.O.B., you know, I'll be in the sky type music.
Oh
you
my
know?
gosh,
Like,
yes. When we were in middle school, he was like, he had a grip on community.
Oh, absolutely,
you know?
yeah. Okay.
Sweet.
And the song he did with Paramore feels like a fever dream. The redheaded chick from Paramore is on one of the B.O.B. songs. And it's like, that was not on my bingo card.
Is
There's
it
so many
Airplane?
things that
Airplane?
weren't on my bingo,
Yeah.
weren't on my bingo card. But yeah, that song. I feel
Yeah.
like if I hear it
Yeah,
like
like
in middle
music.
school, I get
Yeah.
scared.
It's just like, when I think of like Bruno Mars and Beyonce,
Yes,
Lady Gaga,
yes.
Justin Bieber, like they
That
don't make
whole
music
phase.
like that anymore.
Yeah, back when we had like mostly the radio, and so like
Yeah.
everybody was listening to the same things back then, you know, or like there was more of like a mainstream pop
Yeah.
kind of scene. We all had to listen to the same shit. Now I feel like, but it's nice that people have more choices.
Yeah. Rise to the indie artist.
Yeah, for real.
Thanks, SoundCloud.
Yeah, it gives artists more options too. Yeah,
Yeah.
love that. My 10-year-old self probably think I was cool as shit. You know, like my slightly older self than that, probably not. I went through a phase of trying to be really straight edge, and then over like a 10-year period, realized that I can't contain this vice. It's not gonna happen, so I just stopped. But yeah, 10-year-old me would be like, we work at a tattoo shop, red. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my 10-year-old self would definitely be proud of me.
Yeah.
Like, especially if I was able to share, like, listen, this is some of the things we've been through.
Yeah.
And you still got that big old smile on your face? Okay, we did something. I think also working with kids is something that I've always wanted to do. Before I was like, I want to be a pediatrician. And then I was like, ooh, I'll let school in. So I know I've always wanted to work with kids, which is what I'm doing now, being in education. It's so rewarding and self-fulfilling. It's so hard. But I love it. I'm happy with who I am, who I've grown into, and how I love myself with my boundaries. Yeah.
Ultimately, I would be proud of myself too, but I said ultimately because the initial word that came to me, I said proud, was a little bit confused. just because when I was 10, I was like, I'm gonna be a doctor, I'm gonna do this, you know, I'm not gonna be in Arkansas. I'm still here. And I'm not a doctor, you know, I'm working with people, like people consulting. It's just completely different, but ultimately, kind of what you said, if I was able to like talk to my younger self and say, no, man, like you figured out the journey that made you care about people, the journey that made you care about mental health, like this is why you don't want to be a doctor, and like just care about soccer, you know. So no, I really think I'd be proud, but ultimately trying to tell my, I'll say cocky 10-year-old self, they're like, nah, we're gonna be a professional soccer player, like be a doctor. But like I would really have to humble myself.
Oh my gosh, I think your 10-year-old self is just being honest. You know, you just wanted to care about people, care for people.
Yeah.
You still do that now. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very, yeah. How about you?
I'm gonna say my 10-year-old self would not be proud of my current self.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I don't think my 10-year a thing I thought I wanted to be a doctor. I was probably thought that I definitely thought I should have been married by now and probably had some kids. I think my 10-year-old self didn't understand the realities of the world that we live in.
Yes.
I think my 16-year-old self would be very proud of me, and I care about that more than my 10-year-old self.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
I love that, really, yeah.
Yeah. I think especially because we really romanticize and fantasize like what our lives are going to be like as adults, and so when we really think about the actuality, like it's okay that we're still in Arkansas.
Yeah.
It's okay that it's weird that we like all wanted to be like doctors, like the three of us, but it's okay that we're not doctors. Like, are we really just like fulfilled where we are? Are we happy with that? And like you said, I'm kind of leaning towards that though. Like maybe my 10-year-old self would be like, I don't know, but you still ain't.
Yeah.
We said we were gonna.
I thought that, you know, like, because I remember thinking, even like at 16, like I remember thinking, when I'm 21, I'm gonna feel so old. And like when I'm walking around like college campus, like I'm gonna feel so old. And then you become that age, and you're like, I know nothing. Like I know nothing. Like I'm so young still, you know. And so I think 25 was like, I was like, oh yeah, I'll be married, like potentially have a kid or thinking about having kids, and like I'm 27, I'm single, no kids, like, but I'm very happy with my life, and I think that's what's important.
Yeah. I knew I was gonna be married and have kids. I was like married by 25, first child by 30. I am 29. Jesus help me. And I couldn't imagine having a child.
Right. I never wanted to get married, never wanted to have kids, and people were always like, oh, you'll change your mind, you'll change your mind. No, every day I do something, think something, or something in my lifestyle happens where I think, nah. I see a child in public.
Same. I see it and I'm like, I'm glad that it's not mine.
Yeah, like I'm sending love, you know, to all the parents out there.
Absolutely.
I feel your pain, but I don't envy your lifestyle. Like, I want to be there to help you. I want to be able to give. Does that make sense? I just don't. I don't think I could ever offer the kind of consistency that a kid needs, and I feel like I love that I know that about myself, and I can just keep it moving, you know? Because like I do feel like for women, they tell you that like 25 is like the age that you should have it together, and I come from a community where all, like, if you look at old class photos of us or softball team photos of us, I'm the only one that is not married and doesn't have children, and there's 12 girls on that team. But yeah, and we all turned 25 this year. But yeah, so it's kind of weird how like people say that, but I do feel like I'm happier than I've ever been. I just feel like very free right now, and I kind of agree with you where there's my whole life to sort of give to like a family and to children. And I feel like these years are like this little stretch are the only years that are mine. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah.
And that's if you want kids. Like, if you never change your mind, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah,
too.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I love that.
Yeah, everyone's like, who's going to take care of you? It's like my community, my friends, my people. Like, if you don't have biological children, lots of people don't have biological children and adopt the people. Like, I feel like people gravitate to you. You know what I mean?
But also, like, people have children and they don't take care of
they
their
treat
parents.
them like, for real, they put their parents in a home so fucking fast. You know? Like,
we can talk about neglect, because that's as someone who works in education, I really have to sit back and, not me judging anybody's parenting style, I'm not judging anybody's parenting style, but there's certain things that come up and you have to understand, like when you need to discipline a child or nurture a child.
Right.
And so when certain things come up and I'm like talking to a parent like, hey, this is a concern, like this is something that like they're just like, well, I'm just gonna have to, like, and I'm like, no, this isn't the time to like drop the hammer. This is the time to ask questions.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Like, should we talk about this? What's going on?
How do you validate their emotions? Because
Yeah.
when and if you don't, they will have a lot of problems in their life.
Yeah.
If you don't, somebody else will.
And you know those parents didn't get that. You know
Exactly.
What I mean?
It's just a cycle.
Like, yeah. Their parents told them to stop crying. You know
Exactly.
what I mean? Yeah. So
Am
it's
I
so
right?
interesting
No,
seeing
no.
people like work through their people skills.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, in real time, you know.
Well, even
we're talking about
watching-
here how like people doing their best.
Yeah.
You know what I
Goes
mean?
back to
At
our
the time.
trauma
Yeah.
bonds episode.
I was gonna say, even
Ooh.
watching people like
Trauma
deal with
bonds.
their trauma. I've had that
Yeah.
recently in my personal life, and like Keenan knows, it's like sometimes people aren't ready to hear certain things, but it's like, but I see what's happening to you,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
you have to, you know. But that's just life. So.
No,
Yeah.
sounds like a good episode that we have to add to the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
I think initially when we started Millennial Versus, I don't know. We'll see. We'll get there. I don't know how I envision things, but for us to be here 2 years later is really, really cool. So, yeah, with what's coming up with that, I don't want to say too much because like I'm really excited about it. And we also have our Millennial Versus retreat,
Yeah.
which I'm excited about. We're all just gonna like take a trip together, like the whole team, and vibe out. Ooh, that's a good
Oh,
one.
retirement.
But that's a long answer.
That is the long answer. Well, retirement for me too.
We could do it, kind of.
I
Okay.
hated that episode.
Yeah, we.
Amelia, which episode did you not like?
I didn't like retirement. Remember, it reminds me that I have no will to live. Like,
Yeah. Is it a
I
little
was like, oh
triggering?
shit, tomorrow?
I have to be here tomorrow.
Another day? Girl, you know, a bitch is tired. You know? You ever been tired?
I've been
Tired
tired.
of it, of all of it, you know what I mean? Of it all.
And this was the rant I was talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't be honest.
I'm with you on that one. I think retirement, especially you and I, like, we have more like corporate and like healthcare, and like you and I were like more along the
We're
artist
artists.
realm. Yeah, we're just like
I'm wild.
freelance,
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
Insurance, what's that? Like
Yes.
Yeah.
planning for what?
Yeah, I'm in the wind, man. You
With
know?
what kids? I don't have any. No responsibilities. Cut that.
You heard the
Like,
TikTok sound like you and I live a completely different life. I don't have kids. You know, where it's like, oh my god.
I don't owe you anything, babe. Sorry. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the MV Q&A part 2. We hope you guys have enjoyed this. Just like we have making this content, be sure to follow us on @Millennial Versus on all our social media and our Patreon. Y'all, if y'all are not on our Patreon, y'all need to get here. That's how we have this. So, thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate and love you guys. Peace out.